Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another XP League Franklin stream for another wonderful set of Fortnite games. My name is DJ TJ. It is an absolute pleasure to be representing the black and blue today, and we're going to talk a lot about what exactly you're watching, what exactly we're going to be watching in terms of our players who are here. But before I even get involved with that, let's talk about what we're even here to do. First off, welcome to the Amateur Esports Association Nationals. Specifically, from our end of things, we will be at Middle Tennessee State University, and obviously, as you can see, we have a wonderful set of teams. Duos specifically is the format for today that we will be following. However, one of my favorite parts about an event like this, and especially high school esports, is when you get a look at the lovely people. Obviously, our parents are here in person. A huge shout out to those who are there watching together, and even going down the list of who else is here. This is the main stage, obviously at venue, players and teams getting set up there. In the meantime, we'll talk about the players and the teams as we go, but many teams and schools playing from other places as well. You're taking a look at Marshalltown Community College, and then right behind that, here is Ohio Wesleyan University's facility, which is being put into use as well. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Lake Michigan is involved, Minot State is involved, Boise State is involved, Tulsa's hosting a few teams as well. But obviously we're here today to worry about our teams, our players, and what's at stake today. Well, obviously, you see that 3:20 start time is on your screen. That has changed. We are a little delayed, but a huge shout out to our admin team who are behind the scenes working tirelessly to actually get through these games of Fortnite. And in terms of what to expect, you were obviously very fortunate to just witness a very, very competitive 1-3 back-to-back 1-3s for XP Franklin Rocket League. However, unfortunately, the Rocket League team does not get out of those with a win. They lose to Royal Ascent Esports 1-3, and they lose to Lafayette High School 1-3. But of all the rosters that have the ability on land especially to make their way through, I have no doubt in Hazu, Klin, and Jeb, who obviously have not played together the entire season or the summer. But obviously, when we're looking at our rosters here in XP League Franklin, we're very, very excited to see where they go. So, on that note, now we can talk about who we're going to be focused on today. From our Storm side of things, we have Mataka and Allen, very, very familiar faces representing Storm Black. Now, right under them in Storm Red, we have Gearzoid and Ollie Otter, very, very recognizable faces once again. On Orange, we have Riker Viper, Frosty OG, and their substitute, which is New Chubb 715, and representing Storm Green, Ego Dill, and One Kill Wonder. So we get 4 separate duos to try and follow today. And if you care at all about who might be bringing you through the action, first up, hey, my name is DJ TJ. I am unfortunately not there in person, but I have been involved with the XP League Franklin circuit and a lot of their big events for the last 4 to 5 months now. I've also been your host for the Dignitas and XP League Franklin Fortnite events so far. We've had a wonderful duos and trios cup. So now I can talk about a little bit more about what to expect today. So you were fortunate enough to just witness Rocket League Round 1 and Round 2. We're going to jump now to Fortnite Round 1 and Round 2. That is referring to one singular map. Round 1 is one map. Round 2 is one map. So we're going to go through Map 1 and Map 2, and then Fortnite is done for the day. Rocket League will pick back up later tonight. They get a huge break after just wrapping up. They're going to kick off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, obviously considering things go well. If you're looking for action in the event to follow, it won't be on this stream, but Valorant and Overwatch will be up and running in the meantime as well. But where things really start to hit the fan in a good way is day 2. We are absolutely packed for tomorrow's stream. Kicking off at 1 p.m. It'll be me and me only for the entire day tomorrow. Rocket League round of 32, round of 16 will be at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and then we will do Fortnite Map 3, Map 4, Map 5, and Map 6 for the rest of the afternoon and night. Or if the Rocket League team progresses into the round of 8, we will pick up with them, and we will follow them as far as possible, since there's only one team to follow in Rocket League, and there is a bracket per se compared to a point system, which is what Fortnite will operate on. Now, if your next question was, how are those points dispersed? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. First off, placement is your key. You have to ensure you are placing high. Normally, the way that these point differentials and distributions tend to go, if you can place yourself anywhere in the top 8 to top 10, you're going to be in a really, really good spot. Now, granted, things change. There's only so many teams in this event, and that's going to be my next point. Within Fortnite specifically, this is the write-up I was given from the Amateur Esports Association, so I'm going to read that off right now. 28 teams qualified based on their competitive performance in 9 different esports leagues and competitions across the United States. These teams earned invitations based on their strong performance in home leagues and competitions, including the AEA, the Indiana Esports Association, Esports Ohio, the Michigan High School Esports Federation, the Illinois Esports Association, the North Carolina Esports Cup, the Texas Scholastic Esports Federation, the Oklahoma Esports League, and Oklahoma Scholastic Esports. So teams who are recognizable across their state leagues and some of their regional competitions, or in our case, where we've competed against many professional teams and had players qualify in programs and cups, especially here in Fortnite, that right there is why these players get invited. I mean, think about Ollie Otter specifically, somebody who managed to not only qualify in the Duos Cup, but qualify in the Trios Cup as well. I believe the only player to have to qualify through both in the XP League Franklin circuit. So someone to watch out for today who's able to play. So 28 teams, 28 duos, 44 total high schoolers are going to be competing on the map today. And once we actually get the game up and running, we will talk more about what that entails. We'll talk about the map. We'll talk about the items. I'm going to do everything that I can, especially for my parents who are watching. I'm going to try and make sure you guys are not confused by any means. We will make sure that we talk about the items. We'll talk about the players. Obviously, it's all about the kids today. And we're going to talk about the performance, where their standings are. Once we get through map 2, we'll have an updated check-in on the standings. And then we're going to go from there. So, on that note, this is day 1 of 2 of the Amateur Esports Association Nationals. For our end, live from MTSU, my name is DJ TJ. We will be right back once the games get started. It should be about 5-10 more minutes. So we thank you for your support. We'll be back with map 1 in just a second. Hello, one more time. My name is DJ TJ. I'll be your host for the AEA Nationals Fortnite action from the XP League Franklin side of things. I see that viewer count's climbing up, so I want to ensure that I get all of the information across that needs to go across, as the light's also a little too bright. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, that should be a little bit better. That way I don't get washed out completely. Once again, my name is DJ TJ. I've been your Fortnite host. I've worked with Dignitas and XP League for their past duo and trios cups. I've gotten to follow these kids very, very closely over the last few months. And on that note, here's what's going on the back end. So we had a lobby ready to go on time. Unfortunately, we have now been delayed because a certain center had lost power. So now we waited on them to get booted back up, and now they're back in. And now we're just making sure that all the players are in the queue and confirmed. I'll probably have to send out a few new codes here and there, and then we should be good to go. So one more time, shout out to all the viewers from home or wherever you may be watching from. Shout out to all the parents in person who are actually following. And yeah, it might be raining for some of these people. I mean, I'm in the metro Atlanta area. It has been raining and storming for us. And I believe the XP League Franklin crew is set up at Middle Tennessee State University, which is only about 4 hours north from where I'm at. So could very much be some issues there, but I know that it is not our players who have been disconnected. Our players are ready to go. You saw them on the cam having a great time. They made sure they plugged the Storm 1v1 map. Make sure that you check that out. We'll get more information on that as the stream goes on. But again, on that note, my name is DJ TJ. We will be right back again, I hope very, very shortly for Fortnite map 1 and 2 of AEA Nationals. Very excited to kick it off with you in just a little bit. What? In just a little bit.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. From dust. From dust.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Amateur Esports Association Nationals kick off right now. My name is DJ TJ, and welcome to the XP League Franklin side of the stream, where obviously we are very fortunate to have not only some of the best kids in the entire nation at the game, but also we've got plenty of talented players across the nation, across the entire United States, who have made the time, who have been able to make time in July of all times to compete for Fortnite for your viewing pleasure. So on that note, my name is DJ TJ. Welcome back to another wonderful Fortnite stream here on the XP League Franklin channel. Now, for some quick reminders for those of you who may be watching from home, of what exactly are you watching? Well, I am so glad that you asked. 28 duos across the entire United States have been invited to this tournament based on their competitive performance in different esports leagues and competitions in the United States. Now, we do have 4 duos to try and follow, and we will talk about that as we go, but in the meantime, I did see that Alan had just found an elimination, so I'm going to try and hop over there and see what was going on their end of things. It seems like Alan not only did find a down onto this 7 player, but should be able to knock out, or 7 Slayer, excuse me. Names don't matter when you're taking them off the field, and Alan will be the first XP League player to find an elimination. So on that note, I can also show everybody the beautiful map that we deal with in this version of Fortnite. Now, it is going to be hard to try and find all of the players, so please do give me maybe a little bit of grace as I try to hop between all the POVs and we try to roll through the broadcast. Ideally, our players will make it to the end of the game, which will then make my life easier, and then we'll just be able to watch our own players go at it. But for reminders on who we are focusing on today, we have Storm Black, which is Mataka and Allen. We have Storm red, which is Gearzoid and Ollie Otter. Storm orange, which is Riker Viper, Frosty, and their substitute, which is New Chubb, if he's needed in the game. In Storm green, it is Ego Dill and One Kill Wonder. So on that note, seems like a pretty good time to try and find said Riker Viper, who unfortunately has been eliminated thus far. I didn't exactly get to catch that. So unfortunately, we've lost one of our 4 already, as Riker and Frosty have both gone down. But what we can do is we will be following Alan and Mataka pretty closely throughout today's game, and it does seem like they may have spotted or maybe even heard another player. One thing I'll add as well for everybody watching at home, we are watching the replay files of the game. We are not in the lobby live, so please do excuse any potential awkward bugs or glitches or anything like that. Player has been spotted. Alan's one who can always get the job done, doesn't even get hit once, and Grouchy goes down immediately at the shotgun of Alan. This is why you bring a player like Alan into a group like XP League Franklin. Not like that Alan needs an extensive amount of training with a skill level that obviously they've brought to this tournament and have brought all season, but you'll absolutely take it where you can. So on that note, I think now is probably a good time. We'll double check, make sure no one's around them. It does seem like they're going to be a-okay. So now we'll take some time. We'll hop on over towards the Ollie Otter side of things. We'll check in on Ego and them in just a second. If I know my ABCs, that is. Look, unless Ollie Otter changed their name, which it seems like they did. They're under dig. Of course they are. So we'll see where they are in terms of where they're getting situated at right about now. Haven't found an elimination yet. Now, why is that important, you may ask? For anybody who's not familiar with the game of Fortnite, for any parents who may be watching, or for any fans of the Storm who may be watching who don't know that much, your placement, which is your first, your second, your third, your fourth, whatever you can do as a team, matters so much in this game. That and your eliminations are worth points. Now, in terms of the specific point totals that they're worth, I do not have that information. I've not been given that information, but eliminations tend to be worth 1 point and are either capped at a maximum of 10, 15, or 20. And then on the other end of things, for your actual map win points, you can expect your winners to get anywhere from 60 to 50 points, and then it tends to go down by 2 to 4 throughout second, third, fourth, fifth. There's normally a big drop-off around the top 8, the top 10, and the top 12. So if you're trying to safely find your way into a winning position come Saturday, come tomorrow for the finals, then you can see in the top left, we're already down to 26 teams. You need to try and qualify consistently in that top 5, consistently in that top 3, and probably, even if some teams have a bad game, there's only 6 total maps we're going to be playing, 2 today, 4 tomorrow. You're going to want to be on that top side. So we'll hop back in. Some of our other players. We'll check in on Ego and One Kill Wonder in the meantime, who have positioned themselves, let's see, towards this north side of the map as the storm will begin to close. Nobody really around them. This is the perks. Normally, lobbies like this are almost 100 players deep. We're talking about 40-something duos that normally fill these lobbies. But whenever you get the best of the best, whenever you get them concentrated like this, we only end up having 56 players. So the game will be this slow for what I would imagine is a long time. So we might be able to spectate some of the other players, some of the other teams. In the meantime, we will highlight players like Dog. I'll just go with Dog. Jufu and Chow Bao. We're trying to find their way over towards Rival. One thing you'll notice is that, yes, there is a triple jump. You're looking at the Shock Rock in use, and they will instantly focus this poor player in Dog in an immediate 2v1, able to at least build around it in the meantime, but not before Jufu is able to immediately go in and take that player out. So that was a fun little check-in on one of the other duos who are not associated with the Storm, but obviously we're here for content, so we'll continue to hop around. In the meantime, Ollie Otter and Gearzoid not really contested as they start to rotate. Alan still with 2 eliminations to their name. Still a lot of room where they are. However, getting a little close to a squad who seems to be over towards the forest on the left side. We'll be able to spot them very soon. They're actually right on this bridge. I'm not sure if Alan and Mataka have actually seen them. It looks like maybe they've been spotted now. Those 2 players will try to run out immediately. It's going to be Landon who gets shot at first. We'll be able to at least build around a few angles. In the meantime, Mataka decided to go full W key and will try to find their way into the fight. However, LJ is immediately able to turn around. However, Mataka does not take no for an answer and will continue to take the high ground. Has a Chug Jug to play off of as well. AJ will be able to get out. Landon follows a little later. Builds don't get down exactly in time, as Allen will now try to flank around. Mataka continues. Divine damage does get Landon down. It leaves just LJ left behind. This rock will be shot a few times by that Ranger pistol, excuse me, as Allen is up next, trying to find this LJ who just keeps running away. We'll go into the storm now. It's only a 1-tick still in the early game, so this will be an instant chase. More Ranger pistol shots going over the backside as Allen trying to win the box. Won't be able to find a shot there. Looking for just one more angle. Has to be careful not to get built on. LJ still trying to find room. Extra shot with this shotgun from Allen, trying to find more than just a few shells on the shoulder of LJ. Mataka just gets in the box in the meantime. Will force LJ to retreat high. They'll continue to duo on this bottom side and knock out this build. Are still working together, but you can see that LJ's putting up quite a fight thus far. Allen almost gets in right there. Window is built. LJ's got no answer for it, and the storm keeps rolling with 4 eliminations now. How do they do it? How do they continuously do it? It seems like everything goes the way of these wonderful XP League Franklin players. So as they go to heal, we'll switch over to another one of our wonderful trios. We did unfortunately lose Riker and Frosty. However, Aliatar and Gearzoid are still in. They spot a few players roaming across the far side of the map. Ego Dill and One Kill Wonder are in the game as well. So we'll check in to see where they're at. They're currently taking down a boss to get that extra boost, I do believe. Or went right past it, excuse me. Don't really feel a need to get it, I guess. Makes perfect sense. So I'll hop on back over to the Gearzoid Aliatar side of things. Storm will continue to move, as now we will start to see a lot of these squads get a little too close for comfort. Now would be a good time to probably make sure that Allen and Mataka are doing A-okay on the bottom side of the storm. It does seem like they're doing A-okay. I mean, they've got plenty of time, but there is a lot going on in the middle of the map, as you can see here. We might actually take a quick little look over on this side of things and see exactly what's going on. Players are going down left and right over here, and I think this is immediately got to be a follow for us, as we'll take a look and see who's all around here. We obviously have Boat and Skelly, who are looking down on Ego Dill and One Kill Wonder, who are also fighting Phenom and Stratus down in this box. We'll hop into their POV and we'll see what they can do. Ego Dill's trying to find room on this far side, and Stratus and Phenom do counter with the build correctly. You have to be careful, though, when you're in the middle of the map like this. You do not want to get third-partied or shot by those players above that we just witnessed. However, you got to be careful, because you leave yourself vulnerable for just a second, and Ego Dill will immediately pay for that, and now opens up a lane for Stratus to come in and try and take space. However, both will be able to take high ground together, so nothing to be concerned about there, as they'll continue to just hold this high ground. Players will still remain under them, but they're in a pretty okay spot thus far. Do have an option to continue to attack down low if they so please, but nothing acted on yet. Players will start to rotate as well, as I believe that was Aliatar and Fearzoid who actually made their way into this. Now, that's exactly who it is, who are in a position to potentially third party what I don't think they realize is their own team, but not competing for Storm, you're competing for your individual duos. So they're going to get a long look at one another. We'll check back in on Allen and them very quickly. They're still in the storm, making their way back in really, really far out in the meantime. So we'll hop back into our squads that are a little bit more on the inside here, as it looks like Ego and One Kill Wonder are going to go ahead and make the decision to rotate, which makes perfect sense. I will take this as an opportunity to actually turn the audio up so that everybody can actually hear a little better. That should do the trick. Should be able to hear a little bit better now. So, Ego and One Kill Wonder will rotate. I don't know if they spotted getting shot from behind, though. I'm not sure if that is by their own squad or not. I didn't catch who those players were right behind them. It's Jufu and Xiao Bao, who we saw earlier take down a few other players. So they will take this moment to go ahead and run in the meantime. We'll be able to build down. However, they're going to run directly into Copper and French Bulldog. We'll be able to at least fire back a little bit, but needing a little bit more time. I think more so get settled than to push. We'll get the vending machines at least, which is big. You have the ability to buy guns, heals, and anything that you need from here. We'll take another check-in on our Storm rotating players, which the Storm just continues to hurt them as they are still on this far side. I believe they might be getting looked at by a few of these other squads, but they look like they'll be A-okay in the meantime. We'll check in on Gearzoid and Aliatar, who seem to be A-okay. They're bush camping in the meantime, so they're going to be A-okay. That was a an interesting time to come in. So we'll go back to Ego and One Kill Wonder, who are definitely in the heat of it right now. Do still have these vending machines to play off of. They're in a decent spot, however. Obviously not far at all from another squad. Still waiting. Probably get a little more comfortable in this, as our free cam is a little bugged. So it'll actually end up following Wataka and Alan. Slight little bugs here at the replay, nothing new. We will hop back over, and we'll scroll through some of these other teams. Back to Ego and One Kill Wonder in the meantime. Do have a few other squads to worry about. You can see that care package. That's that flare smoke going up over by Mr. Gibbs. So that's easily, that's one of the easiest indicators in the game that there is a duo on it. Still a little bit of time. Again, only 20 squads left. That's duos. Only 40 players left exactly, which means nobody has lost a player yet. Nobody's out to be a solo. At least with the math, it shouldn't be that way. Still a lot of players in this area, though, as we're about to find out in just a second here. We're about to see where will the next zone go. Check things with Gearzoid and Ollie Otter, who should spot a group here. I don't know if they're going to get the jump. I don't know if they've been spotted either, but there are 2 duos within range. One specifically right here, though, is it'll be Phenom rushing in. And Stratus. Oh, they'll take a shot, actually, in midair. That's bold, to say the least, but it doesn't look like that Stratus and Phenom are going to do too much about it in the meantime, so hop on back over. Next zone has been revealed. It's going north, which is a very, very tough rotation to try and make, especially for players like Mataka and Allen, who are only just now going to start their movement. Ego and One Kill Wonder will start to move as well. Both these duos might just find each other if they play their cards right or wrong, depending on who you're rooting for. We'll have to see if they find each other. They do see each other, so call will have to be made by someone if they decide to fight this or not. Looks like they're going to go high ground originally. Not going to take a shot at Allen, who does, I believe, spot a player here. They could get 2 freebies. I don't think this SRG guy knows that there's a player here. They'll focus him immediately. Almost take him down. Have to watch the back flank in the meantime. We'll try to rotate around now. Do have eyes on both players, but that Storm will keep on moving. Looks like you got a third party coming in as well. I take that back. That's a blue duo that you can see at the top of the map. They're going to go away. That's Gabe and Plague, who are going to make their way across. They will decide to push out now and actually won't decide to push the fight at all. But there is some very recognizable, talented faces above. Thunderyard and Valen are familiar names, but now here comes one of the toughest parts of the game, is where everybody starts to rotate now. So we'll check in on Ego and One Kill Wonder, who are going to come off the backside of a very, very talented duo show-off right now between Strass and Phenom, and Xiaobao, who has just lost their duo. They will take the high ground immediately. Have to be careful how you decide to play this, though. Doesn't look like that Phenom and Stratus are going to make a move just yet, but they have been spotted, I do believe, by Egodil. Storm continues to move north away from the entire lobby as well. It actually is perfect for Ollie Otter and Gearzoid, who should be able to only have to go an extra box or 2 over, but not before they start getting pushed by every living other team. They do spot Egodil and One Kill Wonder, and they will take a few shots. That's big. That's a headshot from Ollie Otter with this AR, and not to mention it's an exploding AR. It's the Chaos Exploding Rifle, to be specific. So as that happens, we will check back in on our more stuck duo in Mataka and Alan Zeno, who are currently representing Storm Black, our top team. They will finally decide to make their rotate now after using those overdrive nades to get the movement boost and to get on moving. Do have a squad right above them to be careful of, but looks like they should get away for free over the river here. I don't believe they're going to be attacked either. So as that happens, all of a sudden now we get quite the fight going on here towards this final zone. Or not final zone, but towards this far zone, as try and get a good look as to what's exactly around all these players right now. You can see Alan and Taka coming in. A few more shots going to be taken in the meantime, just to try and get out the line of sight. But Strass and Phenom do have the high ground. Alan and Mataka, though, are on a flank that I don't know if they even know that they may be on. There's a lot of action going on the far side as well. Shots still being taken by that Stratus and Phenom duo. Mataka and Al will hop in on their POV in the meantime. A lot of names still left, as you can see. And it looks like Mataka and Alan, they might be able to jump in onto their own Storm duo here in just a second, but I don't think they want to force it. You already have 4 eliminations. You're currently positioned in a pretty good spot. You absolutely don't have to force anything, but can if you want to. Let's see what the play is here. Hop around to one of our other fellow duos. We'll see how the Ollie Otter Gearzoid side of things is doing. They have not decided to rotate yet. We'll check it on Ego and One Kill Wonder, who looks like they're waiting on their moment. Stormeye is now going to start to shrink. Or sorry, is going to start to shrink very soon. We're just going to put players in an awkward spot. Obviously, Zone has already moved, so which will force a lot of players to start rotating, including double Storm duos who are right on top of each other. I don't know if they know that they're one another or that they're teammates with one another. I say teammates, but in a game like this, there is no teaming per duos per se, so don't want to take out your own Storm players, but you got to do what you got to do to try and win. They do have room to work, but man, Stratus and Phenom have done an incredible job thus far at taking the high ground and holding on to it. They also get back down in time to stop Allen and Mitaka from really getting settled in and taking down their structure. One Kill Wonder and Ego Dill will go right over. They're going to challenge this fight seemingly now. They are going to be able to get in zone almost. I believe they're right on the edge right about now. But again, as you can see, it only gets crazier as we go here as now all the zones and all the squads starting to combine into one final area. Skelly and Mr. Boat are spotted. They will pop movement in the meantime. Do take some extra shots. However, Ego Dill's shotgun shell will not find the back of enough players. That is Mitaka and Allen, who have already started moving next to this duo once again. They got to be careful on this backside. They're going to start to challenge this. It's a Storm face-off, but they're not going to get any shots on one another. No damage when it's all said and done. Now, that'll probably get you wondering, where is Ego and One Kill? Or sorry, I actually take that back. You're probably wondering, where is our other Storm trio who is still alive, which I'm looking for them in the meantime. I actually don't know where they went. I think all of them are basically right on top of one another now. As there's Ego and One Kill. Here's Ollie and Gear, who are on the far side of one another. A lot of players beginning to rotate now, as you can see. As we're going to try and not get bugged as we try to follow what's going on here. Ego doing One Kill Wonder. Have to be careful. There's a lot of squads on them now. Jump back into their POV here. Looks like they're not going to be rushed just about yet, which then gives us an opportunity to go jump over to Allen and Mitaka's POV. We'll hear these players jumping above, but as you can see, this zone just continues to be miserable for these teams. However, big damage. I just saw Ollie Otter take a hefty amount of damage in the middle of rotating. Gearzoid took none, so it does seem like they should be okay to heal here. We'll get time to do so. One Kill Wonder has gone down in the meantime. Ego Dill now trying to run away from Spartan, it does seem. Valen and Thunderyard have taken out Gearzoid in the meantime. So XP League duos starting to get focused on now. Ego will drop down for the refresh. That's a big deal to find that much loot, especially a Jug with this much time left. However, Storm is only going to get more powerful. Ego is actually able to get in here by himself and get set up there. Mitaka has gone down, which leaves Allen in an awkward spot. So that Storm continues to burn. However, Allen's able to actually get on the far side. Isn't going to be able to get up that hill all the way, though. And Mitaka is eliminated. All the Otters left by themselves. Allen left by themselves. Ego Dill, I believe, as well, left by themselves. So you're looking at your top 12. Not a bad spot, but would love to find a Storm duo in the top 5. I think that would be a more fitting spot. Allen's going to have to do a little bit more, though, trying to round this far side. Takes a lot of damage from Ego Dill, who slips in on the back and is able to get a perfect flank. So now we follow Ego Dill's POV, who is immediately trying to be third-partied by another duo. However, does get away scot-free after finding double eliminations in the last 5 to 6 minutes. So as for who's left on our side, I believe that just leaves Ego and I think Ollie Otter who are left. Did not see Ollie Otter yet, as that's a very tough rotation for Ego to make, but in a spot to do just that in the meantime. Take a look on the outside of things and see what's going on, as it does look like that Ego is actually the last remaining player from this side of XP League Franklin. So hop back onto Ego's POV, who's trying to find an extra elimination onto Stratus. Finding these consolation prizes, as in these late eliminations, are a big deal, especially for the points. Now, you do spot a lot of duos rotating. Boat does go down at the hands of Thunderyard. Again, a recognizable duo who we've seen many a time in these summer games. A very, very talented duo. Ego does face some more shots. However, in the meantime, tries to get on the flank of Stratus. Could get one here. Will find Stratus. That's big. 3 eliminations now. Jumping into the top 6 is Ego Dill, who now doesn't take any storm damage in the meantime either. That is a huge deal for Ego Dill, who spots another player. It's a 10-tick storm. If you're going to find it, now you've got to do something. Doesn't end up getting the elimination on SRG, who gets away. However, Ego Dill's immediately in the back. SRG, I don't think, is aware of a player there. Now will be alerted. Looking at your top 5. Now only 7 players left. You'll find 4 eliminations now if you're Ego Dill. Still trying to find potentially one more. You'll put up a stair just in time. You'll also rotate on the backside of said player. Ego Dill playing chestnut checkers. You do have Dread to worry about on your bottom side, though. That's a lot of damage. And 10 white health is not enough to try and survive. So now we'll hop on to some of these other duo POVs. French Bulldog and Copper against Thunderyard and Valen, and then Dread being a solo. I would expect Thunderyard and Valen. I mean, they got 4 eliminations to their name. Copper and French only have 1. Still trying to find eliminations and do almost catch a few players slipping on their way down, but as you can see, we're almost down to our final zone. It's about as small as ever. Copper will eliminate 1. 2v2. Copper takes a huge headshot from the hands of Valen, looking for one more. Copper trying to edit through the window. Does get a shot back onto Valen. Thunderyard trying to do something, but Copper actually goes down in the meantime. Thunderyard jumping down is able to clutch the whole thing over Copper and French Bulldog, and it'll be Thunderyard and Valen going through 6 eliminations and will take map number 1. I mean, my gosh, I don't know what more you can ask for, as it seems like our team cam has been tampered with, so that's interesting. But I guess we'll check it out, see how the parents are doing. Hello, parents. Good to have everybody here representing the Storm. Really appreciate everyone's support. As now we'll check back in. We'll have to see what's going on with our little team room camera there, but wow, I mean, I don't know where you start. In terms of kill leaders in that lobby, players who either stayed in the lobby and did their job. I mean, Ego Dill finding 4 was absurd towards the end of that game. It's going to be big for the points, but then you have players like Thunderyard and Phenom who were able to find their eliminations. I do believe... Obviously, Valen, sorry, I'm getting my notes all over the place. This was Valen, and I believe it was Thunderyard. Yes, it was. They got 6 eliminations as a duo. Unfortunately, we did lose one of our XP League Franklin duos early. That was Riker Viper and Frosty OG. We'll have to see. They have a sub there with them. We'll have to see what the call is if they decide to switch it out or not. But a huge congratulations to Thunderyard and Valen for taking the first game, and an even bigger congratulations to Ego for going around the back of so many players and finding these eliminations, really creating space in their own right. So that's going to do it for map number 1. We've got one more map, and then we will wrap up Fortnite for the day. Then we will return tomorrow with 4 maps, and then we will crown a champion. So we've got one more map, big points on the line. We'll talk more about how those points get distributed to the point, as I have that information now. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Alex. And then we will we'll go from there. So my name is DJ TJ, and we'll be right back with more Fortnite action. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AEA Nationals from the XP League Franklin side of things, live at Middle Tennessee State University. My name is TJ Stevens, aka DJ TJ. It's a pleasure to have you all with us today. Now, after a wild map 1, I gotta calm down. I gotta settle back in because we've got a long map 2 ahead of us. We are following 4 XP League Franklin duos representing the Storm name. And as we get into the game, I can talk about the points. I'll talk about the last game, but on that note, you're not here to see me, you're here to see the game. So let's go ahead and let's throw that up on the screen. We will get to catch Riker, Viper, and Frosty OG, who will be dropping potentially on one of the more comp duos in, I believe it was Chufu. Not going to want to go, or sorry, Jufu, excuse me, not Chufu. Will not decide to go push them in the meantime. We'll stay close, but not close enough to be dangerous. So on that note, I can talk about the point system, and then I will talk about the last game. So on that note, this is how the points are distributed. Each elimination that you get is plus 3 points, which is a huge deal. Most tournaments that we've played in have been 1 point elimination counters, and they've been capped. So to get plus 3 points per elimination is crazy. Now, here's the points for the rest of the placements. If you win, you get 65 points as a duo. Second place, 56. Third place, 52. Then it drops by 4 to 48. Drops by 4 at 5th place to 44. So on. Then once it gets to 6th place, which is 40 points, it drops by 2. So 38, 36, 34, 32, 30. And it continues to drop by 2 all the way down until you get to 24th, 25th, and 26th, which started to only drop by 1 point. But anybody who's consistently getting those placements will not win this tournament, will not place in this event. So now on that note, we could talk about Jufu and Chaobao, who are on the other side of this play. They did fairly well. They had 3 eliminations to their name. They ended up finishing 15th when it was all, or sorry, 14th when it was all said and done. Or no, sorry, I double check it again. They placed 15th, but they got 3 eliminations, which obviously helped them to stand at 14th in the scoreboard. Whereas from our current roster that we're watching, Frosty and Riker got eliminated early on. They placed 28th, so unfortunately they were the last squad. They were the first one to get eliminated, so they placed last in the last lobby. Unfortunately, I think just bad timing for them. But in the meantime, it looks like they're going to let that one go. So we will hop around to some of our other wonderful duos and see how they are. You can actually see the names and locations on the map as well, so we can actually check in a little closer, keep an idea of where everybody is, see exactly who's getting pushed. There's Alan and Mataka over by Harbor, who are not being pushed at all. Here's Ollie Otter and Gearzoid, who are in a pretty interesting spot between many groups. We'll go hop in on their POV in the meantime. Gotta have your head on a swivel. Games like this, you really never know what to expect. Again, early game, 28 squads, only 56 players, so we probably won't see a lot of action until these next few storms, but that's why I want to come over to this corner, because there is a heck of a lot of players concentrated over here. We might just see our first fight, however, as Gearzoid and Aliater are very close to a few here. They do spot one. That's a lot of good shots from Aliater in the meantime. They're going to decide to full W key and pursue this immediately into the wood of Plague and Gabe, and they'll try to find room. Gearzoid is already able to get through a build or two, but then has to back out. Doesn't want to get caught out between another build. Trying to fight Gabe's edits, will not be able to find so. They exchange a few shotgun shells, and Gearzoid will try to sub in and make something happen, but nothing yet. Gabe takes another shotgun, few shells to the face. And Aliater now going for the high ground, going for the flank. Could be dire here. Does spot Gabe's going to take it out quick to have a chance. Maybe even trying to catch them in an edit. I do believe that Gabe now finally spots Aliater. They both make the decision to flank on top, as they are going to exchange some extra shield for one another. They'll get back to almost full here. Are they going to decide to leave this or play it? Let's see what the play is here. I mean, Plague and Gabe have gotten themselves pretty locked up inside a sanctuary, so the call looks to be to run away. I don't think they're going to want to W key this. They definitely have given them way too much time to heal. They will build a little closer. They actually will decide to at least make this a little more awkward as Gearzoid does go back down. We'll also be able to buy extra shield, so we'll be able to get the full here. It's a big deal. So it looks like they are going to try and fight this in the meantime. Are they going to try and fight it from the top? It looks like the answer is yes. There is a 7 Slayer, though, who is kind of just limping away next to Grouch over there. I'm not exactly sure what they're up to. They're in a really, really interesting spot. They could decide to come in and take down Ollie and Gear. Whole lot of stalemate. Actually looks like the Gabe and Plague. I'm trying to figure out if they've gotten out of here yet. They're trying to work their way out, I do believe. They've actually gotten their way fairly far out in the mean. They make it all the way out. And it looks like exactly that. I don't think... Oh, they might read... Hold on now. A lot of sneaking around. The players are crouched so that there is no indicator or noise that they're moving. This is huge, huge deal. Gearzoid catches them moving just a little too late in the center. Could have had a free kill there, but... Instead, it looks like that other duo, they might get out of here scot-free. Yeah, they're going to start to run now. I don't think that Gear and Ollie have a clue. Wow. Mind games in the meantime. That is an unbelievable set of work from Gabe and Plague. Wow. All right. Well, that is some of the most interesting chess I've seen on this stream. So we'll hop around some of our other duos, see how they're doing. Ego Dill and One Kill Wonder are not far from Riker and Frosty, who do spot a squad in front of them. Room to go to work for a lot of duos right now. Wraith and Cash, a duo we did not get to see much of in the last game. They ended up finishing 18th with no eliminations, so could be an even matchup here, potentially. Both these duos looking for their first major points. I say major points. Looking for their first elimination-based points. Could potentially find it here, but it looks like neither duo is in a rush to do it. In the meantime, you see in the top left there, French Bulldog goes down. That's a pretty big elimination. Copper and French finished 5th place in the last lobby. It looks like Riker and Frosty will finally get to move. I don't believe they're going to be caught out by this duo, so I think we're going to hop on to another POV, as many will start to roll their way in now. Olliater and Gearzoid have found their way onto another duo in the meantime. I don't think they actually know there's a duo there. Again, mind games here in the early game, and it actually looks like they might end up being on the flank of a squad. It looks so awkward on the map there. Are they going to miss each other completely? They do. They don't even spot each other at all. Oh, man. Wait. Okay, hold on. Take it back. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. Didn't spot Gibbs on the left side, I don't think. Surely Gibbs and then will rotate right. Gearzoid should have spotted one, I hope. Oh, Gibbs finally spots Ollie Otter, and after all of that give and take without them knowing, they do a lot of damage onto Ollie and Gear. They don't fully push it just yet, and as I say that, they're going to already try and take the top side. Gearzoid in a very tough spot against Spartan, trying to edit through the wall. They could isolate 1v1s here. They could find more shots on Spartan, but the shotgun does not reach that far, even though it is purple. Not exactly a ranged weapon. Gibbs and Spartan focusing pretty hard onto Ollie, who now have to retreat over towards Gearzoid. They will be able to overdrive nade out. They'll have to use 2, though, to make it happen. Falling Ranger pistol shots from Ollie. Almost get a free knock. And it looks like they're going to get away scot-free. Unbelievable scenes from this duo right here, as they have gotten into some really interesting gunfights thus far. They're going to get away, it seems like, without a problem. In the meantime, Mataka and Alan, I think, spot a duo in the storm. I don't know what their plan is, though, as it looked like they were looking right at them, but they might decide to go take high ground. They might decide to leave completely. Let's see what the play is from them. We got time to check on that, so we'll go back up towards the top side to see if we can find Riker. And, well, I have bad news. Ego Dill and One Kill Wonder are all of a sudden in a fight, it does seem. They found Skelly and Mr. Boat. Skelly and Mr. Boat finished in 8th this last game. Ego did such a good job. It got Ego and One Kill Wonder up into 6th in the unofficial standings. I mean, those 4 eliminations did a huge deal. They've got a huge gap between where they are right now overall, which is 6, and the squad next to them, which is Mr. Gibbs and Spartan at 7, who we just saw not that long ago. Still fighting Skelly and Mr. Boat. Taking their sweet time. Trying to take this roof down, but that cone on top makes it hard. However, they do get an edit. In the meantime, gotta be careful, though. You open up a leg, you open up a corner, and all of a sudden, there goes all of your shield and almost all of your health as well. So you have to retreat. You have to use this entire chug jug, and it should be the W key for Skelly and Mr. Boat to jump on this gunfight, but they don't take that as a moment to go. Can't blame them, I guess. You only get 6 maps. You don't really get a warm-up. You really only get 1 map, and then now here you are, and then you're going to be done for the day. However, Ego still wants this backside. Might be able to find a flank if they play their cards right. Not before Skelly's able to counter it in the meantime with those brick steps. Got to be careful getting a little spread out like this across a build or two. Or a box or two, I do mean. Because now One Kill Wonder is in a spot where they could be rushed on. However, no action. Things will stay pretty calm. So this little mini cat and mouse will result in Skelly and Mr. Boat just deciding to get on out of there. So now we will hop onto some of our other duos. There at the bottom is Gearzoid and Oleander, our defending map champions, which is Thunderyard and Valen. They are up top over here, as you can see. So we will check in. Let's see. There's Alan and Mitaka. They should be A-okay. So we'll check in on Ollie and Gear. Unfortunately, I do believe we have lost Riker. We did lose Riker and Frosty. I didn't get to see how they got eliminated. So unfortunately, they are out of this game once again. Ollie and Gear, who have really, really gotten into some awkward spots, will look to hopefully avoid them for the rest of this game and do spot a few duos. There is Mr. Gibbs and the Spartan in the meantime. As for this specific duo, and for Mitaka and Alan, Alan and Mitaka are unofficially in 8th right now. Oleander and Gearzoid are unofficially in 13th. So all three of these trios are unofficially top 15, representing the Storm well. Could potentially get some big eliminations here. Does Spartan even know there's a player behind you? Miss a few shots. You shoot a little early if you're Ollie. You don't hit one. Unfortunate there on the rotate. They do get in the zone, though, in the meantime, which I think was the bigger issue that they were trying to avoid. So they're not going to look to rush on to anything. We'll see how our other squads are doing. Haven't seen Mitaka and Alan get involved. There's Ego and One Kill Wonder, who will be pretty relaxed. They are going to get a few extra shots. You do get a hit marker or 2 on the Gibbs. You'll take out some shield. But they're pretty comfortable where they're at. They're going to be able to rotate out. Don't mind the bugs, just average replay issues. So they're going to get out of that A-okay, which means now it's going to be time to see who comes out next out of our XP League duos. We'll follow Mitaka and Alan, who have not gotten very involved in this game. I don't think they know there's a squad on top of this huge rock to their right either. I don't think they have a clue that there's a duo up there. So they're going to get in the zone for free in the meantime, but we're already 5 zones in, which means it looks like this is where the end game is going to center up at. This is not where you want to be in the deep forest. Potentially going up towards the snow as well. A lot of open area, a lot of bad vert play there. Do not want to get stuck up there by any means. So they're going to be able to get A-okay and get settled. We'll look to see if anybody really has enough eliminations to make a difference right now. This is Proper and Boo Boo, which is not obviously an XP League group. And it seems like that they actually didn't, they placed 20th last game with 0 eliminations. So all of a sudden they've got 3 to their name. Ego Dill takes a huge shot in the meantime. They're in a fight right now with, it looks like, another XP League duo. That's Ollie Otter I just saw, trying to find room on a One Kill Wonder, who's immediately going to be picked off if they're not careful. You're by yourself over here. However, it does get back to Ego Dill, as there's Ollie Otter and Gearzoid, who rotated away from that fight. They're looking to potentially get these vending machines under control, and they will be able to do just that. One Kill Wonder and Ego Dill still have to be careful to take out this tree to at least get a better view sight. However, Phenom and Stratus will immediately take a few stabs. Phenom and Stratus place 7th with 8. Or sorry, right now they have 8 total eliminations. They placed 7th last game. Actually, no, I take it back. They had 8 eliminations and they placed 7th last game. They did all that in one map. Do not let me misspeak. That is a crazy feat. And look at this next zone. All the way over to the left. You're getting towards the sand and the river. Body of water and Fortnite never go well together. Especially when Allen all of a sudden gets jumped by a player. They're going to get to this bush, but I'd be shocked if they stay here. They will be able to box instead. So they will get to maybe conceal some of this healing. So we'll have to see who's next from our XP League side to rotate in. It's going to come down to Ollie Otter and Gibbs are stuck in an awkward spot. Ego, Dill, One Kill Wonder seem to still be involved in this fight over here. We haven't seen an XP League squad find an elimination yet. They jump down to the bottom, but they get spotted from above. And One Kill Wonder gets knocked down, but Ego gets the trade. A dependable fragger as always. Ego will guarantee that one, and One Kill Wonder is savable. I'm not sure if the revive's going to be able to stick in time. Looks like that answer is no, so Ego will be by themselves. Let's pick up that reboot card and try and stick it, but the storm only gets harder to play around, and as you can see, it only gets harder to see what's going on in the meantime. However, Mitaka and Allen actually will be able to get a care package in the meantime. Oh, it does land on top, though, so you have to build an extra box out. Let's see what they get out of this. Oh my gosh, huge legendary shotgun. And some extra heals as well. I'm not sure if they're going to trade it out or not. It actually looks like they're going to let it go. So fair play. I thought they might have used that, but I don't blame them for using that shotgun instead. So we're just going to go past that. Next zone has been revealed. It's in another pretty miserable spot. It should at least favor Ego and One Kill, which of course One Kill not in the game. I'd seriously doubt One Kill will be able to return to this game. As for Ollie Otter and Fearzoid, they are still looking for their first elimination, stuck on the top side. Pretty tough spot to be. However, Allen and Mitaka are in a pretty similar spot as well, as they're still waiting to make their rotate. They finally will go ahead and jump out in the meantime. It looks like Ollie was going to try and pop the overdrive name and waste it because of the perfectly timed shot. Gearzoid actually got on top of the build here and might be able to find Mr. Boat and Skelly, but they take this height, which is huge. For intel, you do spot flag, and they will not be able to punish the gliding players. Are they positioning to take high all the way into Storm, though? That's the question. They do have a squad right under them in Stratus and Phenom, who, again, finished with 8 kills and finished 7th in the last game, which is crazy. They got eliminated early. They will jump out. They will take a lot of damage, but not enough to make a huge difference. And yeah, it looks like the Gearzoid and Ollie are going to take height all the way into Storm here. This is a very, very bold gamble. I take it back. They're going to go ahead and pivot from that. Ego's on the bottom side of these builds. Really has nothing to play for on this top side. We're going to continue to hop around POVs here. We'll try and spot Allen and Mitaka in the meantime, who are still looking for their first. Down to the top 15 duos and 7th Storm already. As you can see on the map, that is another miserable storm change. It goes back into the forest as well, so at least you get away from the water. Ego, as you can see on the far right side of your screen, was just camping there in the bottom. You can't blame him. Shouldn't move at all, really. Ollie Otter and Fear right below their fellow XP League Storm representatives. Again, you got a lot of options here, including your defending map champions and Thunderyard and Valen, who are still in this game alive and well as well. Hop back over to Allen, which just seems like Mitaka and Allen are going to use this moment right now to make their rotation. They will be able to jump over a few. Got to be careful not to get stuck here. You got the Shock Rock applied as well. That's what that purple and orange haze is. However, you drop right onto Ollie Otter. These Storm duos keep on finding one another. I don't know if they're going to push each other all the way through. It was Flag takes down Plague, and Skelly will take down Flag as part of the trade. As I have accidentally hopped on to some other squads. Here's Thunderyard and Valen, in case you're wondering how they were doing. Hop over to, again, Mitaka and Allen, who are still trying to find room, but we still have 3 XP League duos left. That's a huge use of the Shock Rock. You do get blocked by that wall. You're not able to exactly grab onto anything, so you will be able to attack from under, and we'll be able to replace the floor there. Decent height, but you're also being fired on pretty heavily. Take a look on the outside, see how things are. There's Thunderyard and Valen rotating away. They have room to go to work, but instead it's going to be Mitaka and Allen, who are very much now in the middle of a very awkward spot. Allen's taking a lot of damage in the meantime. However, we still have 3 XP League duos alive in the top 10. This is big for them to remain in the top 15 today. John goes down. There's SRG, one of your top fraggers in the last game. Ollie Otter does find Wraith in the meantime. Big elimination for points there in the top left. You're paying attention. Third party attempt will try to be made. You get stuck on the back of one between a few builds there, so no elimination for Allen. It's a heartbreaker there. Checking on Ollie in the meantime, who is very much stuck in the storm, is going to come in on 26 white health, is able to still stay alive, has lost Gearzoid though, and will be taken out by Mr. Boat. I don't believe that Ego Dill is still in the game as well, so Ego has been knocked out. Allen has gone down in the meantime as well. Mataga being attacked by a low health Cash Rayleigh, and that'll be an awkward 1v1 that is great for them. So now we'll hop back into our defending map champions in Valen and Thunderyard. Only one elimination to their name thus far. Next zone, as you can see, it only gets worse. Down to the 10th now, but also down to a few less people than last time around. Spartan will take out Jay in the meantime. So that'll leave another 1v1, or another solo duo, I do mean. Dread is one of them as well, right below in the bottom of your screen. We'll try and hop over to SRG's POV, who's lost John and gets duoed by Boat and their duo, or sorry, by Pessy and Cry for Krizix. Dread is trying to find a third party and has to be careful all of a sudden, as now you got to go all the way through the zone. Thunderyard has actually gone down. Dread gets in with only 10 white health to go. It's a lot of solo players left. As you can see, 6 duos and 9 individual players. Valen by themselves. Got to watch out for Phenom, who's trying to get some extra points here. Phenom on the backside will be able to take down Valen. That's big. As Stratus and Phenom with 10 eliminations now are in a beautiful spot. You have to keep in mind, their first game was a 7th with 8 eliminations. They've already beat that, and they beat their placement. A win here would put them in a wonderful spot to potentially jump all the way up to the top. Cash Rayleigh goes down to Boat in the meantime. That leaves Stratus and Phenom with all 4 players below. Phenom will actually jump down. You gotta be careful losing height like that. Phenom with 7 eliminations, trying to search for more. Editing through the window. You get Cry right above you, now below you. Trying to get down to Pessy as well. They still have the high ground. They've got a lot of damage to do, but you don't want to get Boat and Skelly kills for free either. However, might spot one rotating here. They're both going to be right on one another down there. Boat on the low side, Pessy on the high side. Trying to run away. Not turning to fight just yet. They get into a little tuck corner in the zone. In the meantime, as Phenom will take down Boat. 8 eliminations for Phenom, as they will return to high ground as well. You get stuck with a 2v2v1 in the meantime. It's just Skelly down there who lost Mr. Boat. Phenom will take fall damage, trying to jump down, get an extra elimination. Skelly jumps right in front of you. Skelly might accidentally be able to fall into a gunfight here. Might be able to win one there, but Skelly's taking a lot of damage and will be knocked down by Phenom, who gets to 9, searching for lucky number 10. Stratus is in tow to help. Storm's getting real low now. They drop onto Cry. Pessy's gone down to win map 2. Right here, right now. Phenom goes down, and Stratus has only have a little bit more health. Cry could upset the game right here, right now. We'll do exactly that. A 10 elimination Wonder Kid can be stopped at the right time when you have the brains, the chess game to play it out. And Cry and Pessy still get 8 eliminations to their name, do not get me wrong, but was not the favorite. Didn't have the high ground that whole time. And all of a sudden, that's how map 2 goes down. That is unbelievable. Incredible, if you will, of all the ways to end the game. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is Nationals. This is top competition. It is such a pleasure to get to watch this and get to spend my day casting this. So, on that note, we're going to wait for the second match to be quantified and updated in our little unofficial results. AEA will actually have an updated scoreboard for us going into tomorrow morning, so we'll be able to go over the streams there. But wow, unbelievable a set of games and set of rounds there. As again, I'm going to give a second for things to go to work. But in the meantime, I mean, again, let's talk about those 2 last duos. Stratus and Phenom go absolutely nuclear. They went 8 kills, got eliminated early, and placed 7th. They got 24 points out of their 62 in that first map alone off of kills. And then, as for Pessy and their duo, they placed 21st in the first game with only 1 elimination. And then they turn around and do that. That's the glory of Fortnite right there. And now I do have unofficial points to go over. So what I will do is I will try and throw that up on the screen. Give me just 1 second. These are unofficial results. I do want to clarify. So please do not take this as word per se. Let's throw that up there now. Okay, wait, hold on, we're cooking. We're getting there. Nope. Okay, all right, we're getting there, we're getting there. We're very much on the fly here on this stream. We will crop it, and then it will be a-okay. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Been a long day, been a long day. Okay, here we go. Bang. Bang. All right, now let's talk about results very, very quickly. So this is unofficial results, as I must clarify time and time again. So Stratus and Phenom do incredible. They don't win the game, but they jump up to 154 points because 12 kills and a 2nd place will give you that. Thunderyard and Valen will still do okay. They get a 5th place with 1 kill. Big jumpers include SRG, Boat and Skelly, and then Jay and Dread as well, who had a very, very good game. I mean, look, this is the glory of Fortnite, right? You place in the top 5, you place in the top 10, the point system will reward you. And then, obviously, for Pessy and for Cry, I mean, my lord, they did have more than 8 kills that game. Or sorry, they did not have more than 8 kills that game. This was Phenom and Stratus I'm thinking about. They got 8 kills, and that was a huge, huge first win for them this entire event. Unfortunately, they had a very bad start, but now it's 6th place. It's really anyone's game once these 4 maps go tomorrow. So now let's talk about our XP League duos specifically. When we get down to that, we're talking about Ego Dill, 1 Kill Wonder, who have positioned themselves well after a 4th with 4 kills and a 12th with 2 kills. Got a pretty awkward storm here and there. Weren't able to rotate around too well. I think not disappointment, but I think big changes, big question marks was Mataka and Allen. 4 kills, placed 12th in the first match, 0 kills, placed 9th in the second match. They'll be looking to bounce back. And Ollie Otter and Gearzoid actually take that opportunity to bounce back. They get double 10th places. They get 3 kills in the second game. Not bad, consistent, you'll take it. And as for our last XPL Franklin Storm duo, that will be Frosty and Riker, who are still going to look to bounce back tomorrow after their run today. So now I can throw that out of the way, and I can throw that back in. Again, didn't get the chance to really get everything set before we got up and rolling. As you guys who've been watching all day might have noticed, Snorkels did a great job and took over the stream earlier today. So it was kind of he goes and then I go. Here's what I will say in the meantime. For those stats, they are unofficial. Huge, huge shout out to Adam. Who has been working through his own coding, his own site on the back end, and made that, put the points in, has been working alongside Nate from Dignitas, who has been a beautiful addition to our team, and that's now what got you the results that you have seen just then. So in terms of, I guess, last notes before we get out of here, a big congratulations to our map winners today. We will have, again, 4 maps tomorrow. It'll get pretty hectic. It'll get pretty crazy. And here's what the kind of run of show is for any of you maybe wondering tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be live right here on XPL Franklin starting at 1 o'clock. It'll be the Rocket League round of 32. Then it'll be the Rocket League round of 16 at 2 o'clock. Then right after that, we'll jump into Fortnite at 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish, and then we'll hop into Fortnite round slash map 4 around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then it'll be either Rocket League bracket to end the day off, or it'll be Fortnite bracket, or maps, I mean, to end the day off. It depends on if our Rocket League team progresses to the round of 8, to the semifinals, to the finals, then we will follow the Rocket League team, and if that does not work out for them, if they get knocked out, then we will hop on over to Fortnite. So, on that note, I think that covers just about everything right now. Very, very, very excited to see Clint, Geb, and Hazu go at it tomorrow morning / afternoon, 1 o'clock, whatever you want to call it for gamers. And then for our 4 teams who are representing Fortnite. Mataka and Allen on Storm Black, Gearzoid and Aliata on Storm Red, Riker and Frosty on Storm Orange, and with their sub New Chubb, and then Storm Green being Ego and One Kill Wonder, and Ego has outperformed that Storm Green placement by a mile today. So very, very excited to see how Ego looks tomorrow. Looked great fragging out today. So now I believe that should wrap up everything that we have to talk about. Again, to the parents, to Alan, to Adam, to Alex, not Alan, the Fortnite player. To Adam and Alex, thank them both so much for their support. A big shout out to Nate, who's been helping on the back end. A big shout out to the entire Amateur Esports Association crew to make this happen. Thank you to Middle Tennessee State for hosting us, and I'm very, very excited to see everyone tomorrow. So again, 1 o'clock start time for Rocket League. I hope to see you all there. My name has been DJ TJ. Have a blessed night.